Time City, The Times of India, Hyderabad, Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Mahesh Gaud and Meenakshi Natranjan to go on Padayatra ahead of Panchayat polls. Telangana BJP President Ramchandra Rao vows priority for backward classes in elections. Zero tax, full charge. T's EV policy sparks boom in the sales. Adoption of electric vehicles crosses 12 mark. Hyderabad. Telangana has seen a sharp rise in the sales of electric vehicles thanks to the state government offering a 100% exemption on road tax and registration fees. Over 50,000 electric vehicles have been sold in the past 7 months in the state since the introduction of the EV policy in the November 2024. Of these, two-wheelers alone accounted for over 37,000. This is followed by a 10,000 cars, including 1,153 taxis. The registration figures demonstrate remarkable growth, with EV numbers nearly doubling within a year. The total registered EVs in Telangana increased from 1.25 lakh in 2023-24 to 2 lakhs in 2024-25. In 2024, the government implemented a 100% tax relief on EVs to encourage the adoption of eco-friendly vehicles, offering complete exemption from road tax and registration charges. This benefit extends across various categories including electric two-wheelers, four-wheelers, taxis, three-seater auto rickshaws, and electric light goods carriers, along with the tractors and buses. Scheme valid till December 2026. The scheme will remain effective until December 31st, 2026, with no limitations on the number of vehicles that can be registered under this exemption. EV experts say that the rapid increase in the EV adoption across Hyderabad is a testament to the impact of Telangana's forward looking EV policy. Zero life tax on EVs makes ownership significantly more affordable, they say. Notably, the issuance of 20,000 new permits for electric three-wheelers E3Ws has added a strong boost to volumes in the commercial EV segment. To further accelerate adoption, especially among undeserved communities, there's a compelling case for special schemes through the SC, ST, and minority corporations. Targeted funding and subsidy programs from these bodies would increase the financial viability and social acceptance of the electric three wheelers in rural and semi urban Telangana, said Venugopal Rao Nelutla, electric mobility industry expert. Over 30K seats still up for grabs in EAP set. New seats added in robotics and AI and data science. Hyderabad. About 10,000 additional seats will be available for the second phase of the EAP set counseling as new seats have been added in the courses such as robotics and artificial intelligence, computer science and engineering, and artificial intelligence and data science, among others. A total of 30,941 seats will be available in the second phase of the counseling. When it comes to computer science, IT, and related courses, a total of 19,493 seats will be available. In the first phase, as many as 44,798 students reported for counseling after being allocated a seat. Similarly, 7,229 seats will be available in the electronic and electrical engineering courses, 3,730 in civil, mechanical, and allied courses, and 489 in the other courses. Carefully exercise options, students told. Students who were not allotted a seat in the first phase need not worry, as over 30,000 seats will be up for grabs in the grabs in the second phase, said Praveen Kumar L, a faculty member working at a private college, engineering college in the city. He added that students should carefully exercise options to maximize their chances of being allotted a seat. Another 10,000 to 15,000 seats will be filled through counseling. Many who were allotted seats in the tier 3 or small colleges might not even be willing to join as there is not much demand for these colleges, said KVK Rao, General Secretary, All India Federation of Self Financing Technical Institutions. He said that more computer science engineering seats have been added in the second phase as there is a demand only for these courses in the state. Aiming for a top college, the remaining seats will be available through management and NRI quotas. 77,561 students were allotted seats in the first phase of the EAP set counseling. However, only 59,980 students reported for counseling, and the remaining seats were made available in the second phase of the counseling. 1,16,877 seats available at engineering colleges across the state this year. 90,921 of these seats are available under convener quota through EAP set counseling. The HC gets four additional judges: Gaddi Praveen Kumar, Gauss Meera Mohuddin, V. Ramakrishna Reddy, S. Chalapati Rao. The central government on Monday appointed four advocates as additional judges of Telangana High Court for a period of 2 years. Gauss Meera Mohuddin, S. Chalapati Rao, Vakiti Ramakrishna Reddy, and Gaddi Praveen Kumar were appointed by President Draupadi Murmu, following which the centre notified their appointments. Once they are sworn in, the number of judges of the High Court would become 29. The sanctioned strength is 42. Man ends life on over harassment. Hyderabad. A man died by suicide allegedly due to harassment by his employer in Kukatpalli on Sunday. The man, identified as a Kumar, was accused of stealing rupees 1 crore by his employer and was assaulted. Kumar ended his life over the incident. Based on the complaint lodged by the Kumar's wife, police registered a case. Three selling fake iPhones arrested. Hyderabad. Sleuths of the task force nabbed three persons in Miralam Mandi who were allegedly involved in the sale of their duplicate Apple iPhones. A stock worth rupees 3 crore was seized. These items were sold with duplicate logos and labels resembling Apple Inc., thereby cheating the public, police said. Five held for conning man of 10 lakhs. Hyderabad. Five persons were nabbed by Tauli Chowki police for allegedly conning a man on the protest of helping him over his rupees 10 lakhs into cryptocurrency. He was called into an airline ticketing store in Paramount, where the cash was taken from the complainant. The accused staged a diversion to steal the money. Telemana's helpline in T gets over 1 lakh calls. Free 24 by 7 mental health support. Toll free number 14416. Launched on October 2022. Operates from Institute of Mental Health IMH Eragadda, Hyderabad. Who's calling? 92,013 callers by women and 45,911 callers by men. And largest age group is between 18 to 45 years. And the calls were from 18 to 45 years are 42,641 calls. Daily load 150 to 200 calls per day. What happens after you call? Immediate confidential support. Serious cases referred to nearby district mental health program. DMHP clinics, government hospitals. Districts with lowest calls: Asifabad 1144, Jayashankar Bhupalpalli 1359, Mulugul 1562, Jagtial 1742, Nirmal 1767. Districts with most calls: Kamareddy 19,366, Hyderabad 9,904, Hanmakonda 8,086, Siddipet 7,911, Vikarabad 7,067. Who's behind the helpline? Two psychiatrists, one clinical psychologist, 14 trained counselors, technical and support staff. Top issues reported: anxiety, depression, disorders, substance abuse, suicidal thoughts. Total calls received: 1,38,000 plus calls as of now. Don't stress, get help. Suicide prevention helplines, Hyderabad based NGO, One Life. 78930. Roshini Suicide Prevention Helpline, AIMS BB Nagar, TISS School of Ecology. A person battling suicidal tendencies or family members can also contact helpline 100. BITS Pilani Hyderabad develops bandage that can find kill wound infections sans antibiotics. Market launch likely next year, says researchers. Researchers at BITS Pilani Hyderabad have developed a smart bandage capable of not just killing infections causing bacteria but also visually signaling its presence without the use of the traditional antibiotics. The study, authorized by Vaishnavi and Junior Research Fellow Ramakrishnan Ganeshan, Professor Department of Chemistry, and Jayati Rai Ray Datta, Professor Department of Biological Sciences, was published in ACS Infectious Diseases. Infections at the wound sites are often difficult to detect early, especially in chronic or deep wounds. Delayed diagnosis can lead to prolonged healing, the spread of the infection, or even sepsis. The newly developed wound dressing addresses this issue using a multi layered design, Datta told TOI. The base layer of the bandage is made of special fibers coated with silver, which kills bacteria without using antibiotics. On top of that is a gel layer that acts like a sensor. If the wound gets infected, bacteria release certain substances that move into the gel, causing it to change color. This color change is an easy way to tell that there is an infection. Key step in fighting against drug resistant bacteria. Our dressing is designed to be proactive, said Ganeshan. It simultaneously kills bacteria and alerts clinic clinicians or caregivers about the onset of infection, and it does so without relying on antibiotics, which is key in the fight against drug resistant bacteria. In addition to the smart dressing, the authors also developed a user friendly color analysis application that enables instant infection assessment by analyzing a simple photograph of the dressing. The technology combines materials science, microbiology, and colorimetric sensing into a single platform. It functions without the need of for complex into a single platform. It functions the need of for It functions without the need for complex equipment or laboratory processing, making it particularly well suited for bedside care, home use, and resource limited settings. The team also conducted animal trials in mice and is now in contact with hospitals to conduct human trials. As the IoT bandages need to be tested topically, the team stated that they only require ethical clearance and are already in contact with hospitals to obtain patients for testing. They said that the bandage should be available in the market by early next year, as they also have a firm interested in buying the solution and are waiting for technology transfer. The cost of the bandage would be about rupees 10 to 20. They added the Department of Science and Technology supported the project. It can be used to treat diabetic ulcers, post surgical wounds, and burns, among others. Hyderabad startups fires up India's first H plus O propulsion engine. Space tech startup Stardor, a stealth mode startup based out of Hyderabad, announced on Monday that it successfully test fired India's first hydrogen and oxygen propulsion engine, which it developed in house. The sustainable engine tested at the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore will power Stardor's flagship next generation orbital transfer vehicle (OTV) called Lucas. The startup established in 2020 and led by a former ISRO scientist Rama Rao expects the maiden launch of Lucas in the third quarter of 2027. Lucas is designed to carry out scientific and commercial expeditions across low Earth orbit (LEO), geostationary orbit (GEO), as well as the moon and Mars, among others. And OTV is especially a space tug that transports payloads such as satellites from one orbit to another from a launch vehicle's drop off point to the final orbit. It can also perform other tasks like orbit changes, orbital refueling, spacecraft repair, life extension services, and debris removal. New Frontier. This successful test fire is not just a technical milestone, it it's a signal to the world that India is ready to lead in the new era of sustainable and autonomous in space logistics, said Stardor director Rama Rao. According to IISc professor Pratiksh Panda, the successful test firing of Stardor's hydrogen oxygen engine is a testament to the Indian startup's commitment to gen- green propulsion technology and innovation in reusable spacecraft. The bootstrapped startup founded by Sankarsh Chanda is working on green propulsion, orbital mobility, and deep space exploration. Leopard caught on cam near Narsingi military compound. A leopard was spotted around the Ibrahim Bagh military compound in Narsingi on Monday morning. Forest officials were soon put on alert. We got an alert from a resident at around 4:30 a.m. on Monday about a leopard sitting near the military compound. We also saw a video doing the rounds on social media of the leopard entering the artillery area of the military compound. As soon as we got the information, we informed the forest department, said P. Saidulu, station house officer SHO of Golconda Police. Officials are trying to determine if the leopard spotted at the army compound is the same as the one that has been on the prowl in the area over the past month. We have alerted people not to venture into the areas near the military compound, and we have also set up the traps just in case the report shows up. All we can do is to wait patiently, a forest department official said. Prolonged ethambutol use can cause vision loss in TB patients, says study. LVPEI doctors raise concerns. A recent study conducted by the doctors at the LV Prasad the Eye Institute LVPEI raised concerns about severe vision loss caused by ethambutol, a drug commonly used to treat the tuberculosis TB. Published in the Indian Journal of Ophthalmology, the study the study reveals that prolonged use of ethambutol, which is used as a part of India's TB treatment program due to its relatively low toxicity combined with the higher dosages, is linked to a sharp rise in the case of ethambutol induced toxic optic neuropathy. ETON. It is a condition that damages the optic nerve and impacts vision. The study also pointed out that the central government's National TB Elimination Program NTEP, which is implemented across the country, including in Telangana, uses ethambutol extensively. In 2016, the NTEP extended the use of the ethambutol from 2 to 6 months and also increased the dosage frequency to once daily from the thrice a week. Since then, the ETON cases increased sixfold within 3 years. During the research, the LVPEI doctors examined 107 patients suffering from ETON with around 58% of them being middle-aged 36 to 55 years who took the drug for 7 consecutive months. Doctors found that almost all the patients experienced severe vision loss in both eyes, with the elderly above 60 years being the worst of affected. Despite the low toxicity levels of the drug, however, after they discontinued ethambutol, an 11-month follow-up found that the vision clarity of the patient started improving except for the elderly. ETON has become more common and can lead to severe vision loss, especially in the elderly, individuals with the low body weight, and those with kidney problems, renal dysfunction. Symptoms include change in the vision, uh, contrast or color vision. There are smartphone based apps which the patients can use to check the vision and color vision at home. Dosage should be recommended as per body weight, age, kidney function. Careful monitoring and early discontinuation of the drug are essential to prevent the vision loss, said Dr. Virendra Sachidev, one of the authors. Fertility expert abducted kids to run baby selling racket. Named in dozen cases, reveal police records. Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam. Tainted fertility expert Dr. Namrata and her clinical Universal Shruti Fertility Center, Fertility Center, Shruti Test Tube Baby Center have been booked in close to a dozen of cases of fraud, both in the city and Visakhapatnam. Since 2020, police records show that the doctor and her associates not only defrauded childless couples in the name of IVF and surrogacy procedures, but also alleged kidnapped children to run the baby selling racket. In 2021, Gopalapuram police had registered a cheating case against daughter Namrata and Srushti Fertility Center based on the complaint of a 35-year-old woman and her husband. They alleged that the doctor, even after collecting the eggs and sperm from them for an IVF procedure, never completed it. They were given an estimate of 2.5 lakh for it. But despite several follow-ups with the hospital authorities, they failed to give any update on the embryo development or transfer. Later, the center stopped all communication with the complainant. A police officer said, quoting for the case file, the quoting from the case file, the couple got a rude shock when they got to know that Dr. Namrata was arrested by the Gopalpuram police. They realized they were too cheated and approached police. He added, the case involving two more doctors is pending for trial in court. In 2020, another couple was duped for of 12.5 lakhs on the pretext of surrogacy. In fact, at least 5 cases of cheating have been registered against Dr. Namrata and others at the Gopalpuram police station. Much like the recent case in 2022, the couple was made to believe that they would get a child through a surrogate mother. A Gopalpuram police officer said, referring to the complaint. The doctor asked couple to visit Visakhapatnam, where said DNA test will be done to show that the infant is their genetic child. But 3 months before promised day of handing over the baby, Dr. Namrata got arrested. But 3 months before the promised day of handing over the baby, Dr. Namrata got arrested. He added, the same year, Maharanipeta police in Visakhapatnam filed a case against doctor after a 24-year-old woman accused her of kidnapping her child. A pact was struck to sell the com- complainant unborn child to her Dr. Namrata. But after the baby boy was born in the March 2020, she filed a complaint of kidnapping and selling her child against the doctor and the agent. Based on it, police registered a case against the two. The officer said of the multiple cases in Hyderabad, two were mutually settled at the Lok Adalat. One of the two complaints later com- complained of losing 15 lakhs. Special terms to inspect fertility centers. In the wake of this fake surrogacy racket burst in the city, the health department on the Monday formed around 25 to 30 special teams of doctors. Starting Tuesday, these teams will visit fertility centers, both registered and unregistered, if any, across Hyderabad over the next fortnight to verify their registration. The teams will verify the registration documents, equipment validity, their HR status, pharmacy operations, and if there are any unregistered ultrasound machines violating the PCP and DT Act. Apart from these, the teams will also visit autism, wellness, and other centers. If any of these are found unregistered or is found to be flouting the rules, they will be seized immediately and a case will be registered, officials said. While there might be unregistered quack clinics, physiotherapy centers, and small labs, it is very rare that fertility centers will be unregistered. There might be some unregistered fertility centers running in the city, but we will get the exact picture only after a fortnight. The official added. In Srushti fertility case, officials found that the clinic was also violating the PCP and DT Act. Clinic paid 90,000 to biological parents for their newborn. They were among the 8 arrested by Gopalpuram police on July 27th for various charges including cheating and forgery. Initial investigation reveals that the biological parents, originally from Assam and settled in Hyderabad, were paid 90,000 by the fertility clinic in exchange for their newborn. The baby was handed over to the Hyderabad couple. Complaints in the case 2 days later. They were told the child was born through surrogacy and charged around 35 lakhs for it. But after a DNA test rubbished the clinic's claim, up, but after a DNA test rubbished the clinic's claim, the couple filed a police complaint and have since refused possession of the child. The people feels that they have been deceived. They do not want the child since he is not biologically theirs, said a senior official from the Telangana Health, Family and Welfare Department. He added, moreover, the facial features of the child are distinctly different from them, as the child was born to a couple from another region. Repeated attempts to reach the complainants for a comment failed. Officials at Sishu Vihar meanwhile said that the child will remain there until the police inquiry is completed. This is keeping with the Central Adoption Resource Authority guidelines, which govern the process of adoption in India. Once the inquiry is done, the CWC will publish notification asking biological parents or relatives to come forward to claim the child. This will be in force for 2 months, said an official from the adoption cell of the WCT. They will also have to produce valid documents and meet eligibility criteria such as a stable home environment to establish their claim. But if no one comes forward during this period, the child will be declared legally free for adoption under Juvenile Justice Act. At that point, the child will become eligible for adoption by prospective parents following C- CARES officials' guidelines. The officials added. Woman found throttled to death at home. A 21-year-old graduate woman was found throttled to death at her home in Penjirala in Kottur Mandal of Rangareddy district on Monday afternoon. The victim, identified as Ruchita, had completed her graduation and was studying at home. Her neighbors found her lying unresponsive in bed and alerted her parents, followed which a murder case was registered. According to the Kothur Inspector V. Narasimha Rao, police received a call around 2:15 p.m. from the woman's family, where our team arrived. We found her lying dead on the bed with visible scratch marks on her throat, he said. Preliminary investigation revealed that Ruchita had recently been involved in an argument with her younger brother Rohit, of 19 years, an ITI student, over her frequent phone conversations with a male friend. It appears she was throttled, but the exact cause of the death will be confirmed after the autopsy, the inspector said. Rohit has reportedly been taken into custody and is currently being interrogated. Man dies of heart attack while playing badminton. A 26-year-old man collapsed and died of heart attack while playing badminton in Uppal Bagayat on Sunday. The deceased was identified as Rakesh, a resident of RTC Crossroads. The incident, which was captured on CCTV, went viral on Monday. The footage showed Rakesh actively participating in the doubles match before collapsing on the court. In the video, he is seen moving comfortably around the court. Moments later, after conceding a point, he bleeds to he bends to retrieve the shuttlecock and begins walking back to the serve again. When he suddenly collapses, other players rushed to his aid and found him unconscious. Rakesh was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared brought dead. The hospital's authorities informed the Uppal police, who reached the spot and gathered the details. Subsequently, they verified the video. Heart attack is likely the reason behind his death, Opal SIA Madhava Reddy told TOI. Kubera Group, golden opportunity to become a dealer or distributor. Become a dealer or distributor of a trusted and well known brand in your city whose products are loved in every household. We are looking for individuals who are experienced in the FMCG sector, are capable of making the required investment and security deposit. Partnering with us means a wide range of fast selling, high quality products, strong brand recognitions trusted by the households for decades. Marketing and business support, we are with you at every step. Regular supply and good profit margins. Transparent business relationship, clear policies, and long term partnership. Kubera, your partner for profitable progress. Let's grow together and create a successful future. Still roaring, saving our stripes. Because we care, this International Tiger Day, we renew a promise to care, to coexist, to conserve from the forests of the suburbans to the hills, Sundarbans to the hills of the Vayanad. The tiger's echo reminds us of a fragile balance we must protect. The tiger anthem echoes once more. Join the chorus for coexistence. Eagle meets Eagle nets 935 kg ganja in the biggest burst this year. 35 sacks were placed beneath vegetable trays. Elite Action Group for Drug Law Enforcement Eagle sleuths have busted an interstate ganja peddling racket and seized 935 kg contraband worth 4 crore in what is described as the state's largest narcotics haul this year. The accused were transporting the contraband from Odisha to Maharashtra. The contraband was intercepted on July 26 night at Bata Singaram Fruit Market junction on the outskirts of the city on NH 65 based on specific intelligence inputs. 455 packets recovered. According to the Eagle sleuths, a Tata Eicher truck carrying 35 sacks of ganja beneath empty plastic vegetable trays was traveling in tandem with an innovament to scout for police pickets. The vehicles were brought to a halt by a police team, and 455 packets of the contraband were recovered. Three peddlers, P.K. Baldu, 34 years, Samadhan Kantilal Bise, 27 years, and Vinayak B.S. Power, 29 years, were arrested on the spot, while alleged co-conspirators Sachin Gangaram Chauhan and Odisha-based supplier Vicky Seth remain at large. Badhu, a repeat offender, had earlier been booked under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances NDPS Act in Satara, Maharashtra. Investigators said the gang drove from Maharashtra to Rajahmundry in Andhra Pradesh on July 23rd, loaded the consignment, and started their return journey. Chemical analysis. They were supposed to reach Solapur and distribute the contraband to different parts of the Maharashtra. Rajkonda Eagle team booked a case against the accused under relevant sections of the NDPS Act. All three accused were produced before a magistrate and remanded in judicial custody on Sunday. Samples of the seized ganja have been sent to the State Forensic Science Laboratory for chemical analysis. Eagle team has up- appealed to citizens to report any suspicious activity related to drug processing, peddling, or transport at toll-free number 1908. All identities of informants would be kept strictly confidential, an Eagle official said. English curriculum reg- in all universities. The Telangana State Council of Higher Education (TGCHE) on Monday announced the implementation of a revised general English curriculum across all public universities starting from 2000 to 2025 to 26 academic year. The decision was made following a meeting of various officials from various state universities. Chairman V. Bala Balakista Reddy stressed needed for inclusive syllabus aligned with National Education Policy 2020. SCR increases sleeper coaches in the six trains. South Central Railway (SCR) has decided to increase sleeper coaches on select routes from September 23rd. The move comes from TOI reported on July 21st that SCR had sleeper class coaches on long distance trains impacting thousands of daily travelers. The additional coaches will be attached to the Secunderabad Bhubaneswar train number 17,016 17,015. Vishaka Express Hyderabad Mumbai 22,731, 22,732. Superfast Express and Hyderabad Mumbai 12,701 to 12,702. Hussain Sagar Superfast Express. The 12 additional coaches across the six trains would accommodate over 1,000 more passengers in sleeper class daily. TOI's report earlier had highlighted that several superfast express trains reduced sleeper coaches from 10 to 12 merely 3 to 6. One, on the other hand, AC coaches were increased from about 6 to 12, making it tough for passengers to secure a berth. According to SCR, the standard coach composition of Link Hoffmann Boost LBH, a German rake, is 22 coaches where the minimum number of sleeper coaches will be 6. However, Hussain Sagar Express was running with 18 coaches due to platform constraints at Mumbai CSMT terminal. Since the train is not running with the standard rules, it is now proposed to increase the sleeper coaches from 2 to 4. Similarly, the number of sleeper coaches in Vishaka Express will be increased from 3 to 6, said a senior SCR official. Dry spell grips Telangana Nagar N Sagar near capacity. After almost 18 years, water will be released from Nagarjuna Sagar in July. Generally, the Sagar Dam reaches full reservoir level (FRL) of 590 feet in August.